Stay or go. Today is J.T. Real Muto. Mike McGarry from the Press of Atlantic City joins us now to play some stay or go with the Phillies. We'll do a lot of Phillies offseason noise that we're hearing. And Mike McGarry, that's the guy today. J.T. Real Muto. Stay or go for you?
Stay if it's 3 years or under. I'd like to sign him for 2. But if I have to go to 3, I will go to 3 to keep him. Any more than that, hello, Rafael Marchand behind the plate.
Right. I mean, that's the hard thing for JT is that you really don't have a great option. I mean, can Marchand be the everyday guy? Can it be a Marchand Stubbs split? I mean, it really comes down to how much of an offensive drop-off are you getting if you let JT go? Because I think defensively, Marchand can throw. I don't know how well he does in terms of handling the pitching staff, calling the game, but he certainly can throw runners out. Is it an offensive thing for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's just an overall quality thing for me, Mike, right? I mean, JT Realmuto, the next catcher of the Philadelphia Phillies, no matter when that happens, is not going to be as good as JT Realmuto, probably either offensively, defensively, or calling a game. However, I am anxious, nervous, queasy about giving a catcher, a 34, 35-year-old catcher, who has been very durable, but with age comes injuries, a 3 to 4 year contract. So ideally, I'd love to bring him back for 2 years. If he asked for 3, and I gauge that I kind of will hold my nose and do that. But 4 or more, I think you've got to move on at that point.
Real Muto, the age situation for him, too. I don't think the Phillies have done him any favors over the last couple of years, too. They played this guy as much as humanly possible. Like, they never gave him time off. You would almost look back and say, hey, if they played him less over his time here, I might be more inclined to think that he has more. But I'm wondering at 35 years old, with all the innings that he has on those legs, when is it, boom, he just falls off the cliff?
Yeah, I mean, that's coming, and it happens that way for a lot of catchers. Now, in fairness to the Phillies, I think they have tried to cut JT back, but JT doesn't want to be cut back. The big talking point before this season started was JT's going to catch less games, he's going to get more rest, and they ended up catching 132 games this season. So,
yeah,
it takes 2 to tango there. Look, JT is a great catcher, just a tremendous athlete, great defensively. Offensively, for a catcher, he's not what he was 3, 4, 5 seasons ago, but he's still probably one of the best hitting catchers in all of baseball. Just that age thing scares me. So 2 years, come on back. 3 years, I'd think about it, but come on back. 4 years or more, Rafael Marchand is catching for me.
All right, there's a bunch of decisions they have to make. You wrote about them over at pressofatlanticcity.com. 5 moves the Phillies should make this offseason. The first one was Rob Thompson. We talked about it Monday. You said that's the right decision. Now, they got to shake things up for Thompson a little bit here. So, what about Ranger Suarez?
Well, I let Ranger Suarez go. I think he's got Scott Boras as an agent. Traditionally, this is going to be Rangers' time to cash in. I think you let Ranger Suarez walk. You have starting pitching depth, and I think a starting rotation next year of Christopher Sanchez, Aaron Nola, Jesus Luzardo, Andrew Painter, and yes, Taijuan Walker till Zach Wheeler gets healthy whenever that is. I still think that's a good starting staff. I think that starting staff is still one of the best in baseball. You can't pay everybody, so I let Ranger walk.
All right, that's number 1. Let Ranger walk, promote Andrew Painter. And I would imagine, would you be disappointed if Painter is not on the opening day roster?
I would be very, very disappointed if Andrew Painter was not on the opening day roster. I have been told for 2-3 years that this guy is one of the best pitchers in all of baseball as far as being a prospect. He is supposed to be the Phillies' top prospect. He pitched all last year in the minor leagues, the second half of the year in AAA. He is another year out from Tommy John surgery. If he's not on the roster to start next season, I view that as a big problem.
All right, number 2 on Mike McGarry's list. You say sign Kyle Schwarber at all costs. We're hearing 5 years. You say?
I say yes, and I said it yes all during the season. I understand it's going to be 5 years at $30 million a year, probably $150 million. I think Kyle Schwarber is one of those rare players, Mike. He's on this David Ortiz designated hitter sort of arc where he is actually getting better as he gets older. He is better today than he was 4 years ago when he first signed with the Phillies. And Mike, the analytics, the metrics bear this out. His bat speed was number 5 in all of baseball, faster than Aaron Judge, faster than Shohei Ohtani. The guy hit 56 home runs next year. If you let him walk, you are in big trouble. So Kyle Schwarber has the Phillies over a barrel at all costs. He must be back next year.
Now, if they replace him with Pete Alonso, was that sufficient?
That is not sufficient to me. I mean, look, all of a sudden, I love the Philadelphia fans. For years, I have heard nothing from Philadelphia fans. They're knocking Pete Alonso. They're knocking the Mets. Pete Alonso's no good. Pete Alonso this. Now, all of a sudden this week, Pete Alonso's like Lou Gehrig to these Phillies fans. I mean, it's unbelievable the way people around here sort of change their mind. Pete Alonso, look, I'm a Met guy. If you want to trade Kyle Schwarber for Pete Alonso, heads up, I do that every day of the week and twice on Sunday. So Pete Alonso, nice player, but he's not Kyle Schwarber. And I find it highly amusing that all of a sudden Phillies fans are in love with Pete Alonso.
All right, well, Alonso does have some big hits in the playoffs, by the way, including against the Phillies and on that run last year. However, I do somewhat agree with you there. What if they just said, you know what, Kyle Tucker, we're going to get a lefty younger?
I still rather have Schwarber because of 56 home runs. 56 home runs is a lot of home runs that you would be looking to make up if you let Schwarber walk. Plus, Mike, what he means to the team, his leadership, his presence in that clubhouse. Look, the guy had a career year in his walk year. To the victor go the spoils. I recognize that in year 4 or year 5 of this deal, you might look back and regret it, but this is a team with still a window to win right now, and I think you just got to suck it up and give them 5 years, $30 million, $150 million, and put them in your order next year.
All right, next up, Mike McGarry says it is time. Promote the kid, Justin Crawford. Where's he fit in?
Yeah, I think he's the starting left fielder next year. And just like Andrew Painter, I'm disappointed if he's not in the lineup. He had a great year at AAA. He played a whole season at AAA. He's supposed to be a top prospect in baseball. Let's see what he can do at the major league level. He's already succeeded at AAA. Why make him go back there? You could probably make a case, Mike, that he should have been promoted in August or September and see what he does up here at the majors. And I think one of the things the Phillies must do to sort of keep this thing going is kind of blend youth with their veterans. Justin Crawford, it's time, starting left fielder, opening day, March 26th against Texas next season.
All right, number 4 on Mike McGarry's list, consider trading the daycare. Not the daycare. We can't break them up, can we?
Hey, you got to make changes. You have to make changes. You have to find a way to get that elusive right-handed power bat that we've been talking about for 3 seasons. Remember back to 2022, Mike, they had Rhys Hoskins. He was a right-handed power bat that could hit between 20 to 25 home runs. I'm not saying Rhys Hoskins is Lou Gehrig, but what I am saying is I don't think the Phillies have ever kind of replaced his presence in the lineup. You have to move on from people. You have to make some changes. You have to bring in some youth. Where can you make those changes? Right field and third base. That's why I'm willing to listen or possibly trade Castellanos. I don't know what you're going to get for him. Maybe you throw him as a sweetener in the deal. But I'm listening to all offers for Bohm and Marsh. And I want that right-handed veteran bat that can hit 20 to 25 home runs. And, Mike, the other thing I want is I want a reliever with closing experience that can support Duran, can close out the game when Duran needs a day off, and I need that guy to take down that 8th inning so the bridge from the starter to Duran is a bit more solid than it was this year.
All right, Mike McGarry from the Press of Atlantic City. Your 5th one is odds and ends. We'll throw in guys Harrison, Bader, and some of the other decisions that this team has to make. What are some of the, smaller decisions that you see they need to do this offseason?
Yeah, two things. I mean, number one, I'd pick up the option on Jose Alvarado. I realize the PEDs. I realize he was hurt at the end of the season, but he's a left-handed reliever that can throw 100 miles an hour. For $9 million, I'm going to pick that up and say, hey, maybe he can help the Phillies next year. Imagine what it would have been like in the playoffs if you're going to Jose Alvarado, the Alvarado that pitched in April and May, the ability to throw 100 miles an hour. Imagine if you had that weapon in your bullpen. The series with the Dodgers or a game or two of that series might have worked out differently. The other guy I'm going to be careful about is Harrison Bader. I'd love to bring Harrison Bader back. I'd love to have him play center field. A, because he's a great defensive center fielder, but B, because that opens me up to now trade Brandon Marsh. But I'm a little worried about signing Harrison Bader. He's coming off a career year. I watched Harrison Bader play with the New York Yankees. I watched him play with the New York Mets. The Harrison Bader I saw from August to October was not the guy I saw with either the Yankees or the Mets. So he's had a career year this year. I'd love to have him back, but again, I got to think about signing a guy off a career year.
By the way, the votes are coming in. JT Romuto, Philly fans, 66% right now say stay, 33% say go. So they want JT back as well. Mike McGarry's got 5 things the Phillies should do this offseason. It's his must-win column. You can read that at pressofatlanticcity.com. And, of course, the Phillies offseason, as you write, it might actually be more interesting than the actual season this year because of all the decisions they have to make. One interesting thing is a week from today, we'll get into this more as it gets closer, but the Sixers open against the Celtics. Will we see Joel Embiid on the floor, Mike McGarry?
No.
he's running around the Delaware, whatever the place is up there, playing in a blue and white scrimmage, for God's sakes.
I know it looks great. I see all the clips, but again, I'll believe it when I see it, Or if you see him game one, the better question might be, if you see him opening night, are you going to see him on night 2? That might be a better question.
Well,
basically.
He is possible to play the game on Friday night. It's a scrimmage against the exhibition, I should say, against the Timberwolves. So we'll see if he appears there. If he plays in the opener against Boston, Game 2, he would have 2 days off between that and the Hornet game on Saturday. So we shall see. But the Phillies offseason, wild. The Sixers season about to start. And we'll get more into the Eagles and the Giants on Friday when Mike's back right here on the Sports Bash. All right, Mike, good stuff.